Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the Top Rope Renegades. This week in wrestling, episode number 25. And as you can see on your screen, there are the ratings from this past Tuesday of wrestling from NXT and AEW Dynamite. NXT wiped the floor with Dynamite. We'll get into that and much more. A bunch of news to get into, of course. Your recaps from this past week. Hold on, RK. What do you got going on over here? Just a quick little. Oh, yeah, free the Lucha Bros, brother. Yeah, oh, totally. Please, Tony Khan, what are you doing? Why are you being that guy? You're being. It's very petty. Tony Khan, the same guy that complained that he did the same thing to Brody Lee and it hurt his plans that he had and blah blah blah. But let's do it to the Lucha Bros. To AEW, man, AEW. I got a feeling RK's got some stuff to get off his chest about AEW, as do I. But RK, how you doing? First things first, of course.
I have a heavy heart today, man.
A heavy heart.
Yeah. Earlier this week, I read a tweet. It was some AEW douche nozzle. I don't really fucking care to know or who it was. Basically said, people doing podcasts and interviews and stuff and dirt sheets and all that stuff, saying that, if you don't like AEW, you don't have to watch it. All you do is bitch about it, so why are you even watching it? And, at the time, I was like, fuck you, I can bitch about whatever I want. And we didn't watch Dynamite this week because it went head-to-head with NXT. And we obviously are not going to pick Dynamite over NXT, as about, 500,000 fans also said. And then AEW Wrestledream last night. By the end of the show, I looked at you and I said, I'm not doing it anymore, man. I'm not. I can't.
Yeah.
I actually started. I went back to that tweet and I was like, you know what? Maybe he's right. Maybe, if I don't like it, why am I even watching it? And that's a good point. I'm not going to anymore. I just can't. You can do what you want, but I'm not doing it no more, man.
No, I think I'm good. And for the past, 3-4 month, every time we load up this on a Wednesday to watch Dynamite, it's always me doing are we sure? Are we doing this?
I'm like, because we got to review it. We got to be fair and partial.
And now it's to the point where, you know what? No, I don't want to watch Dynamite. I don't want to watch AEW anymore. It's a waste of my time.
It is 100%. I think moving forward, this is a weekly recap show. We'll still give the results of the Dynamite as we always have. We'll just not form opinions on it because they're all going to be bad. And I'll give you the news every week because AEW pumps out the news like left and right. I love it. And it's news, it's rumors, and innuendo. I will give my opinion on those because it's being reported. But as for the show itself, I won't critique it anymore. And maybe we'll go back to it. Maybe Kenny Omega will show up next year, and we'll have to be pop in and
please.
I love a lot of the wrestlers. Jay White versus Hangman was an amazing, probably the best match of the night last night, in my opinion. John Moxley, one of my favorite wrestlers right now, period. Britt Baker, love her.
Willow
Nightingale, love her. But I just can't watch the product anymore because it makes no fucking sense. We got Leo Rush wrestling Shelton Benjamin on Wednesday. For what reason, I don't know, when they have a perfectly viable feud going on between MVP Shelton and Swerve right now, but let's forget about that for a while and just bring Leo in for a round for Shelton.
They did the whole Leo Rush's again, by the way. Apparently he's signed. I thought he was already signed to AEW. I don't know. And they interrupted his interview.
There's a Reign of Honor contract. I don't know.
They interrupted his interview and they said, we're not worried about you. So then all of a sudden, Leo Rush, let's go ahead and go after him. It doesn't make sense. There's so much stuff that is confusing. Like Adam Cole returned at WrestleDream. Thankfully, I love Adam Cole.
Pause. I chuckled with how hard he struggled getting out of his leather jacket last night.
He did a little bit. I love Adam Cole, and it was awesome to see him come back.
But hey, actually, that's a perfect point. Sorry, I'm going to cut you off. This is what I do. How pumped was I when Adam Cole came back?
Not.
Exactly. I love Adam Cole. I could give a shit less that he came back.
Yeah, but my point was he's back, and he's now a good guy, because at the end of the night, when they were basically killing off Bryan Danielson, he came out with the good guys to help, So we're just
What a way
probably
for Bryan Danielson and his. I'm sorry.
yeah.
It pissed me off last night so much.
We're just gonna ignore the whole devil storyline and the mask because that we're just gonna act like that didn't happen. And then Chris Statlander as well is apparently a good guy again, even though she just got done turning on Willow, her best friend, and doing heel stuff. But now she's a reborn Chris Statlander, and
There's a good story behind that, man. Oh
uh,
god.
news then. And it's just pointless at this point, and that's why I said it's a waste of time. I wasted my time on a Wednesday to watch that. I could do other things with my time on a Wednesday night. But yeah, we'll see. I do want to say, you know, I've been paying a little bit of attention to, as I always have, TNA, and they're kind of full steam ahead right now. They're headed towards Bound for Glory here in a couple weeks on October 26th, which is their big deal pay-per-view. And I was looking through
pause again. This isn't gonna be like last December, like, hey yo, dog, we need to watch AEW.
No, I'm not saying we need to watch TNA.
Okay.
We do need to watch Bound for Glory, and if we have to catch 100%. Up a little bit, we will. But I was looking through the match card, and I'm like, oh, this card could be amazing. So when we get to the news, I'll kind of go through that and see what you think. But maybe TNA is an option to not watch every week, but maybe just catch up on and see what the hell's going on exactly. You know, they have the partnership with NXT still going on, and it's been interesting. So I don't know. I'm done with AEW. I don't want to waste my time. It sucks because I like a lot of the talent, and I love like Kenny Omega, and I hope he comes back because Lord God, they need Kenny Omega. But yeah, I'm good on that right now. But
I could watch that man wrestle a doll and be entertained.
He has done it. But with that being said, I know we have the news to get into and whatnot. RK, I'm sure you got a little more here.
I do. YouTube. This week in wrestling.
Oh, this is what he's doing. So, RK, I just want to preface this, ladies and gentlemen. He messaged me and he said, I have something. And he was very excited about it. And he said, it may be our last episode because I may walk out. I don't know what he's got planned here. But I'm giving him the floor. And I said, you know what? Why not? Let's full send it. Take it away, RK. I'll prepare my exit to the left, stage left here in a second.
No trust. Well, actually, you're trusting. It's weird, actually.
I'm trusting a lot here.
He's actually, honestly, he's really not fazed by much of anything I do anymore, but this might be over the top. So, this week in wrestling, episode 24, last week's episode, we reached 163 views.
Thank you. Thank you for that, by the way. That's amazing.
Thank you. That is our highest week in wrestling episode to date. So, I appreciate that. The only bad part to that is we're not getting more subs out of it. We do love the views and we welcome the comments, all that stuff, but we'd like to see the subs up. So I figured last week I said if we get to 100 subscribers, Kurt would send out a handwritten thank you to each and every one of those 100 subs.
Which is weird that you're not doing this.
Our views went up. Our views no, this is all okay. Kurt is the man. So our views went up. So I'm like, okay, shit, but what about our subs? So I got another surprise for you. If we reach 100 subs, along with that handwritten essay from Kurt, 2,000
now it's an essay?
More,
okay.
You will receive an 8x10 autographed photo of Kurt. And actually, I have some.
No, but I have some. I can send you some.
This personalized one of Kurt for you guys especially. So I have it here. Just it's a little, this is what you'd be receiving.
Okay. Oh my fucking God. What does that say?
Kurt, Top Rope Renegades. XOXO.
Why? Where did you get this picture of me? Anyway.
It's an old. See, it's he's obviously a Dusty Rhodes fan.
Yeah,
he specifically got the gear just for. He even recreated the old school WWF ring for you guys. So I mean, he went all out for this, guys. So this is special. Only 100 copies in existence, and they will go to each and every one of those 100 subs.
Why? Why me? You know what? I'm not against it. If we get 100 subscribers, I will sign this picture and I will gladly pay for the shipping to get it sent out to those 100 people. Because listen, the views are awesome, but just subscribe. It really helps the channel. And listen, if I got to do that, I'll gladly do it. I don't care. That's Jesus Christ, RK.
Oh, well, good news is he didn't walk out, folks. So we're on. We're still on here.
Well, there's the good news.
Actually, hey, next week is episode 26, which marks exactly 1/2 year of Top Rope Renegades.
Yeah,
I might have something planned for that as well.
I don't want you to. let's just not. Let's just not. But yeah, there's some news for you. And speaking of the good old good news, RK. Time for the news. Let's get rid of the overlay. I'm gonna make sure I delete that real quick. Get that out of the system. The news. There's some good stuff I've seen on the internet. I'm sure RK scoured and found for you guys. This is from the week of the 7th through the 13th of October, and let's get into it. These numbers don't lie. NXT did 874K and is 0.24 in the demo. AEW did 329K and a 0.10 in the demo. That is Dave Meltzer's report. It's very clear at this point AEW's audience, unlike 2 years ago, is choosing WWE, and they have less of an exclusive audience than before. He actually did say that, and he's probably correct in that. That's a beautiful picture of Dave Meltzer as well, by the way. That is directly from his Twitter that I am blocked from. RK sent me that. So yeah, there was really no excuse. I mean, is that an excuse or is that just fact?
It's just facts. They're not hot anymore.
Title Tuesday. We spoke about this. You saw the numbers in our opening graphic there. AEW decided to move Dynamite to Tuesday night to hold Title Tuesday. It was kind of head to head with NXT. I think they had an hour. They were behind an hour, whatever. They still did go head to head. They had one title defense on the show. Is that true?
Yes.
They had one title defense on a show titled Title Tuesday. NXT went on to post 874K viewers with a 0.24 share. Of course, the ratings again, Dynamite posting 329K viewers with a 0.10 share. Listen, we're going to beat it to death. Those were that's legit. That's legit. NXT boosted its show with the likes of Randy Orton and others. They pulled in 874K viewers, while Dynamite only pulled in 329K viewers. Some are saying it was because WWE stacked its developmental show with main roster guys, which was unfair to AEW's main roster guys. Just one more time, if you didn't get the memo, NXT did 874K viewers compared to AEW's 329K viewers. And just one more time for the people, there you go. That's what it was right there in the middle of the screen, in between Gunther and Jey Uso. And there's Curdy Rhodes, right there for you guys. All right, those are the headlines from the news, the rumors, the innuendo. But it is time to get. You know what? Since we've done all these numbers, RK, I'm going to do this for the first time. Normally, I come in later. Let me just do this. Get this out the way early here. Let's go to WrestleNomics. Let's get the ratings really fast from the past week. Where is Dynamite? Is not on my list. Well,
I guess I know the number.
I think I know the number. We know what Dynamite is. We know what NXT is. Raw did a 1.5 million and a 0.47. SmackDown did a 1.5 million as well with a 0.47. Raw was higher if you want to get technical, 1,545,000 to 1,518,000 for SmackDown. NXT, of course, with 874,000 and Dynamite with 329K on theirs. Well, it is what it is, and we'll see if their numbers bounce back up. We're not watching, but we'll keep you up to loop with those. But I think AEW is in a weird spot. And before you get into news, I'm going to continue to say what I always say. I don't want them to fail, but if they're going to fail. At this point, I don't care. I'd like to see you succeed, but I care. My care is done, and I don't want to watch your show anymore. Okay, the floor is yours.
So this past Tuesday, NXT pulled in 874,000 viewers, while Dynamite only pulled in 329,000 viewers. Some people are saying that this is also due to the fact that AEW refused to announce the date change, which I find not true at all because I knew about the date change and I only watched
That's
Dynamite.
complete bullshit. Tony Khan and their AEW social media is nonstop are posting, so they were posting. Hey, just a heads up, next week on Tuesday.
And this is the same Tony Khan that says wrestling fans more so than ever consume their wrestling through social media sites than ever before.
Right.
I guess just not your fans, Tony.
Right.
So yes, 874,000 viewers for NXT, 329,000 viewers for Dynamite. November 8th, I want to say. Let me just check the calendar here. November 6th. NXT will be on Wednesday night going head to head with Dynamite because on the 5th are the presidential elections in the States.
Yep.
So let's see what the numbers look like on Wednesday. I'm telling you, and WWE has posted it everywhere. They've given all their fans plenty of heads up. Just as much as I felt that AEW did, honestly. But nonetheless, Wednesday night, November 6th, NXT will be going head to head with Dynamite again. And honestly, I can't wait to make another one of these news update main headline pages again. So bring it on.
Yeah, and the thing I know about NXT, they're not going to stagger their start time either. They're not going to start at 9 p.m. Eastern.
They'll start at 8.
They'll start at 8. They don't give a shit. What should they care? They're doing their own thing. So, yeah, let's do it. Quick cough from RK. Quick cough. Yeah, see what you did, RK, is you muted yourself. You're muted right now. You unmuted yourself when you coughed, so we got the cough, but now you're good.
Nice. I did it backwards.
You did it backwards. Carry on.
Okay, so I just one last time, 874 and 320. Okay, cool. October 17th, we're going in the future. October 7th to the 13th, news, rumors, and innuendo. The idea behind doing the Kevin Owens Cody Rhodes fight at Bad Blood the way WWE did was to get the moment to go viral because fans would film it and put it online and share it around, says PW Insider.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Makes sense.
Absolutely brilliant. It felt organic, it felt real. Cody and Kevin were left to their own devices on that, and it blew up just like they wanted it to.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it works.
That's smart marketing. But announcing that a guy that's been injured for a few months is coming back for your big next show without any kind of surprises, also good marketing.
Whose house?
Swerve's house. WWE was pleased with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens post Bad Blood fight. According to Fightful Select, company officials thought it looked real and spontaneous, which helped generate buzz for the moment. It was said Rhodes was actually a little roughed up, which helped sell the realism. I feel like if that's true, I'm sure Cody just told Kevin, go at it, man. Make this look good.
Yep, they did it. They killed it. It was awesome.
Fightful Select says Raquel Rodriguez will be aligned with the Judgment Day moving forward, and talks of her return date was all the way back to July. She'll be now full-time moving forward. She's completely cleared up of her health issues, and she's back, which I'm happy for. It's been a botched return, and it hasn't been 100% fantastic, but I am a huge Raquel Rodriguez fan, so I want to see this happen. I want her back. I'm happy that she's healthy again and that she can do her thing, because honestly, when she's given the opportunity to shine, she can. She is a powerhouse, and I think she's amazing. So I'm happy that Raquel is back. Jimmy Uso is 100% full-time again. He's completely recovered from his injury, so he's back full-time now. We saw him last week and 2 weeks in a row now. We'll get to that on the SmackDown review, but good to see Jimmy back. We all prayed for him, and he came back. So
we answered your prayers, Rikishi.
The fucking Wrestling Observer, man. Fuck. The Wrestling Observer is now saying that AJ Styles' injury from SmackDown last week is legitimate, and he's getting an MRI this week to determine the severity of it. I actually said this last week, but thanks for catching up, Meltzer. After initially reporting that AJ Styles' injury on last Friday's SmackDown was work, Sean Ross Sapp, another crack reporter, posted on X to confirm Styles was legit hurt in his match with Carmelo Hayes. The first flip where he flipped and landed awkwardly was originally the work where they had the doctor look at his ankle and shit and like, oh, you're all good. And then when he did the backbreaker, that was where the injury occurred.
Yeah.
Anybody watching it saw that actually all.
It's very similar to Braun Strowman was really hurt in that monster. Yeah, we know.
But the fact that, Dave is only reporting this now in the past week when I reported it 2 weeks ago, I honestly don't know where he's getting. Is he watching us and getting? He was the one that said that he wants his fans to give him all his news, rumors, and innuendo, correct?
Yeah. Can I cut you off a little bit here? Because I'm very confused by something I just read. Do you have a Motor City Machine Guns WWE news coming? By chance,
the fact that they're coming back next week.
Okay, yes. Thank you for saying next week, right? It seems pretty evident that they're coming back. It's not confirmed. We don't know, but it seems pretty obvious, right?
Is Nick all just talking about otherwise?
Okay. 2 days ago from Fightful Select, Motor City Machine Guns on their way to WWE. We now have at least a timetable. We learned their plan when they're planning to be on the show. Word internally is that their travel has been set for October 25th SmackDown in Brooklyn. So they'll be on the road by then. And then at the end of it, they say a couple of important notes. These things do often change. So this was 2 days ago, which would have been Friday.
Probably before SmackDown.
So they're saying they were thinking, oh, well, clearly we're going to say October 25th in Brooklyn. And then Nick Aldis is probably like, hey, let's shit on these fucking reports. They're coming next week.
I'm 100% sure Triple H watches this shit and changes his plans. Like the Jacob Fatu thing, I'm sure they were going to keep him away from Roman Reigns.
Right.
And everyone's like, oh, they're going to keep him away. Fuck it. Get him out there right now against Roman.
Right. And I'm not stepping on your news, but this just came across my phone. The Bobby Lashley thing.
Yeah, he was supposed to debut at Wrestledream or some shit.
No, from what Fightful says that he was considered to come out at Wrestledream, but they decided against it. Why? That segment needed that.
I read that same report. I didn't really care much about it, but they go on to say that it had a lot to do with the fact that Adam Cole came back. Danny Garcia just came back on Dynamite. MJF came back last night. What was that? They said that it would have been overshadowed.
What the fuck was that from AEW? Here's Daniel Garcia. Here's MJF. Here's Adam Cole. Bang, bang, bang. Like, what? Why?
Here's Swerve.
Yeah, they announced Swerve, though, so we knew that was coming.
Dumb.
Anyway, carry on with your news. Because I got nothing else.
Insider says WWE was very pleased with how the CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre Hell in the Cell match went down.
Dave gave it a 5.
I know. I think he was obligated to give it a 5.
What?
Honestly, had Will Ospreay been in that match, it would have been a 6. And had it been held in the Tokyo Dome, it would have been a 7.
Had it been on AEW television, it would have been on a 6. It would have been a 6.
But nonetheless, they felt that it brought back the sense of danger to the match that it had been lacking in recent years. That's an understatement. That was a lot of blood in that match, and I loved every second of it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it would have been better if they used a syringe, though. But I'm sorry. Last week, I promised we're not going to take any more jabs at AEW because we're not allowed to anymore, says one guy on Twitter. He was sad and upset. I think he even used like a little crying emoji face because he's a bitch. Fightful Select notes that the finish... These fucking dirt sheets, man. I didn't even read this one until now. Fuck. I have to know. Fightful Select. I read ahead while I'm reading because I'm quick like that. But anyways, Fightful Select notes that the finish to the Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan match was supposed to see Raquel have Morgan win, but the referee felt he had to call for a disqualification because he saw everything happen right in front of him.
No shit.
Cool.
It was
Good
it
job,
was
Fightful.
it was a fucky finish, yes, but
Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp shit, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Just get your news from Top Rope Renegades. We are better.
We are a conglomeration of all these news sites.
Yeah. We deliver it better. Honestly, I give news before other sites give news, and I don't even know how that's possible. Don't know how that's possible.
It's true.
Except for Kaiser Ludwig. That was all me because I called that shit like 8 months ago.
Kaiser Ludwig?
Ludwig Kaiser?
Eh.
I'm dyslexic, okay? Fuck off. You can't make fun of people's disabilities.
Yeah, but you sure as shit can take their face and put it on an old picture of Dusty Rhodes and do shit like this.
No, that's you.
I mean, yeah, that's me. I love polka dots.
You just love Dusty Rhodes. There's nothing wrong with that.
Get
funky like a monkey, baby.
American. That song is so hard. Dream.
Okay,
just become a man. Working hard. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, cool. Drew McIntyre was banged up after being busted open the hard way in Bad Blood's Hell in a Cell match, per PW Insider. These dirt sheets, man, they are on top of shit.
Why does it have to be per them? Like, why can't they just say Drew McIntyre was busted open the hard way, per watching it on television with our eyes that everybody else saw, even though RK tried to argue with me and say he bladed.
I said it was possible he could have because they do. Maven showed how they can hide their blade right in their tape.
But my point was that's a lot of blood.
After I saw where the cut was, I'm like, that's not possible because it was across the top of his head.
I was like, that's a lot of blood. That was a quick blood. Like, that blood came quick.
There's still AEW douchebags out there that swear that he bladed.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Here's the. That's that. Ooh, I gotta find the other half of this. With Chris Stanlatter going solo again for a program with Mercedes Moné, Sean Ross Sapp was asked on a Fightful Select Q&A podcast why AEW drops stats on screen. Why do people ask these guys like they're the writers? I don't understand this.
Yeah.
On-screen partnership with Stokely Hathaway. Saps replied that it wasn't an option to continue that story. How the fuck
is Stokely off TV? What's going on?
I don't know. He got sent a bill by Chris Statlander though, like $780,000 for like. It's kind of funny actually.
Okay. I love Stokely, by the way. He's fucking hilarious, but I don't know what's going on.
Fuck, it's way down on my news.
Well, if you would have paid attention to the show, I didn't.
It is also said that the reason why Chris Statlander suddenly turned babyface in AEW is because they wanted to give Mercedes Moné a great match ASAP. The original idea when Chris joined Stokely Hathaway was for her to become the female Brock Lesnar, but now they've switched plans. If you are so concerned that Mercedes Moné can't put on a good match with anybody but Chris, maybe the problem is Mercedes Moné.
Well, no, if you let Mercedes say it, all her matches have been fantastic. She's the reason that people like Stephanie Vacour got signed to WWE. Yep. She's the reason. And you know what? She's not wrong.
Wow,
she's not wrong. She is the reason.
Stephanie could carry her through that match is a testament to her skill. Keith Lee still hasn't been cleared to return to the ring due to an undisclosed medical issue, reports Fightful Select. Lee is still under contract with AEW and remains on the roster.
I think I may have mentioned that last week, but he's in the group of people that I wouldn't mind seeing back in WWE, to be honest. Mainly Malachi Black, Aleister Black. I'd love to see back, but Keith Lee, he was pretty good in NXT, man. He had a couple of banger matches, a couple cool moments. If you remember the Royal Rumble moment with Brock Lesnar when Keith Lee, maybe didn't. Keith Lee is one of the entrants in the Rumble, and Brock's in the middle of the ring, and he's just going, all right, let's go, big boy. Let's go, big boy. I'm like, all right, Brock, calm down.
I do remember that now. Actually, I
Yeah.
do remember that now.
Or my favorite Keith Lee moment from WWE is when he just trucked Adam Cole into the stands, and Adam Cole disappeared. That's my favorite Keith Lee moment.
Yeah, I saw that too. After John Moxley recently successfully trademarked their old, why is there and John whatever? Oh, I get it. Their old Switchblade Conspiracy team name from the Indies. Speculation that Sami Callihan will join Mox and AEW has increased. You know anything about Sami Callihan?
The name's familiar. The name is very familiar, actually.
Know nothing.
Let me hold on.
I'll move on. Kurt Angle told W fans Danielle McCartan that he's working with directors Ian and Esham Nelms on a biopic that focuses on his youth and Olympic career, but not his pro wrestling one. A script is written in the recruiting investors. Before you tell me who Sami Callihan is,
I got nothing. Keep going.
Okay. I think it's a big mistake for Kurt Angle not to include his wrestling career if he's doing a biopic.
Yeah, that's a massive mistake. He just did an interview, by the way, with Sam Roberts. Check that out; it's really good.
I thought you had more. Okay,
but no, the interview itself was really, really good. He talked about his memory in doing promos, how he would memorize the script, and he just got a photographic memory, and that the creative team was testing him basically every week with the promos to see, like, they gave him a promo 10 minutes before he had to cut it, and he just read through it really fast, and he nailed it word for word. So the creative team was in the back just like trying to get him to fuck up, and he never did. And there was there was one where he talked about Vince came into the room when they were trying to cut vignettes. That was like him, Stone Cold, and somebody else, and they were supposed to be very serious, and they kept breaking and laughing. And Vince said he was going to fine $800K, $80K for if you broke. And Kurt Angle said, "Yeah, I lost $160K that day." So I probably should.
Was that the one where Stone Cold was trying to get them all to break?
Maybe.
I think that was the one where Stone Cold almost got all of them to break.
Yeah, no, Kurt Angle is
where they're back there talking, and everyone's kind of chuckling, and Stone Cold's like, "Shut up! We gotta listen. It's important."
Vince is doing this thing, and he's repeat. Yeah, I remember that. The thing, Kurt Angle, man, people talk about how quick people picked up professional wrestling, and he is like the main guy that picked it up quickly. You know,
well, because he's an Olympic gold medalist wrestler,
right? But he came not even knowing how to cut a promo, and Vince just threw him to the fire. Like his first few matches.
There's so many great Kurt Angle stories about the time that he worked guys on the original NXT Tough Enough shows or whatever.
Yeah. And then the fact that he doesn't have a quote unquote 5-star match from Dave Meltzer is absurd.
He has a lot of 5-star matches, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Fightful Select notes that a longtime WWE employee told them the first episode of Raw on Netflix is expected to be one of the biggest shows in its histories, more like a PLE than a regular episode of TV. Yeah, well, no shit.
Yeah, we get that. I mean, if they don't, what are we doing? That show is going to have everything. It's going to be incredible. I'm very excited, and we get to watch it from RK's view.
Yep, which is a weird way to say that.
What I mean by view is RK will stream it so I can watch it because it'll be on Netflix, so I get to watch it from he'll get the better sound quality.
Yes. The Wrestling Observer notes that a rematch between Jey Uso and Braun. Thank God. This is great. Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship is expected for the upcoming Crown Jewel event. That's whatever. Thank God Braun Breaker is heel again. The world is right. They didn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
It was all a ploy.
Yeah. I mean,
I swear to God, they watch us. They saw my outrage.
Swerved me because I was okay with it. I'm like, let's see it. Let's see a Braun. I'm all right with it. The crowd loves him. He'll be over. It's fine. They swerved me because I didn't think he was going to turn, and immediately, boom.
I loved it.
But just so you know, they're doing currently a tour in Wales, England area. Uso and Braun Breaker are going up against each other on that tour. You have that. You have Naomi and Tiffany Stratton, Andrade and Santos, Nia Jackson, Bailey in a street fight. Gunther and Chad Gable is for the World Heavyweight title on the international tour right now. Randy Orton is teaming with DIY to take on the Bloodline. LA Knight and Shinsuke Nakamura are going at it on the international tour. And the main event from the most recent one in Cardiff was Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa for the championship in a steel cage. That's what they're doing overseas.
You know what? Just to dispel some of the things about, Nakamura hasn't been on TV at all this year. I read a report, and I wish I could go back and find it. It was a while back, but Nakamura is actually quite happy where he's at and what he's doing with WWE, and he probably requests to just do the international the shows. Maybe he doesn't want to be on TV. Whatever, that might just be what he wants.
He's getting paid. He's fine. And he's not. It's not like he's young. It's not like he has anything to prove. You know, I mean, the dude's. He's
everybody has their spot in a company, and right now his spot is to just put on international shows, house shows, and that's what he does. He gets paid. What does it matter if he's on TV or not? Why the fuck does anybody even really care? It's not like they fired him. They have him working like every other week. Like, what are we even complaining about? There's only so much hours of TV. How can you like?
It was very evident on the 2-hour edition.
But when AEW has Mercedes Moné on every week, but has 95% of the women's division not on TV, that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. You know what else is fine, RK?
What?
Taking a quick pause for 1 second.
In the middle of the news?
In the middle of the news, man. I'm sorry. We just got to take a quick pause. Just a really, really quick pause, and we'll be right back. Why did we take a break in the middle of the news? Sometimes you gotta go to the bathroom, man. Sometimes you can't hold it in anymore. I couldn't. We're gonna pick back up with the news and RK, and I do have to ask how much more news we got, because it seems like we're a little loaded. Yeah,
there's a lot this week.
A lot going on in the world of professional wrestling. I'll let RK carry on as I eat a Tootsie Pop.
Where was I? According to Fightful, Cody Rhodes came in second on merchandise sales in Atlanta. He doesn't sell anymore.
He was one.
First place. No, WWE Bad Blood branded merch.
That does. I mean, yeah, but that makes sense actually.
But, hey,
Bad Blood back.
Yeah, Cody doesn't carry. He's
falling off.
Washed. He's washed.
Terrible.
Sorry, I'm just keep getting texts from work. The idea of a triple threat between The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania
let's do it.
Has been voted at WWE. According to WrestleVotes on a recent Q&A podcast, they say there's been no final decision, but the triple threat idea is on the table. But according to Dave Meltzer, The Rock is busy for WrestleMania 41.
Yeah, I read he can't make it. He's not going to show up. He's booked. He's too many movies. 41 out the question for The Rock. Not going to do it. That's from the guy that blocked me on Twitter.
Yeah.
So that's it.
The Rock, though, no. The Rock replied to that with, "Yeah, not any of that is true."
Shut up, Dave, you bitch. You don't know. You don't know.
But then Dave and his famous fans of passion in his. You sent it to me earlier. Let me just pull it up here.
Oh yeah,
we send a lot of shit to each other. Oh yeah, Dave responded to The Rock, calling bullshit on his reports. I know that he was not confirmed for the show as of Thursday. So if something changed, I'll find out. But if he wants to do it, he's doing it. It's up to him.
Oh yeah,
they want to know, obviously, going into the Royal Rumble where they're going, and that point we'll see. Creative plans changed.
They pivoted, man. They pivoted. Shut the fuck up, Dave Meltzer.
This one's actually just a straight up report from the Observer, and a good one for that fact. Brian Alvarez had an update about Luchasaurus's condition. Apparently, there were complications from the AEW Stars case of double pneumonia, and tests indicate there may be permanent damage. Luchasaurus is at home, but still using oxygen as he's out of breath after even normal routine activity.
Damn.
Alvarez said, I don't want to say it's career-ending issue, but it could be a career-ending issue.
That sucks if it is, you know. I mean, we haven't seen him wrestle. He just does his power moves, but still, that sucks. It sucks.
It does.
I hope he recovers. Hope he gets back, because his role in the patriarchy with Christian is fantastic. You know, so I think there was a story. There was going to be some sort of story of him turning on Christian, I'd assume, at some point. But now, you know, we'll see. Hopefully, he gets better soon, though.
Given reports of Chris Jericho and MVP falling out over politics, there was a big thing, I think, like 3 years ago. Fightful Select checked to see how things are backstage since MVP joined AEW. MVP reportedly went to Jericho's locker room on his first night to hash things out. They've since been interacting behind the scenes, and no further issues are expected.
I can't comment because I don't know anything about that.
Apparently, MVP and Jericho had a big thing like 3 or 4 years ago on one of Jericho's cruises, I think.
Okay.
CM Punk was at NXT's show in St. Louis on Tuesday night. According to PW Insider, Punk was said to have been giving advice to talent backstage. Is this news?
I think
he's a cancer room. He's a locker room cancer.
Yeah, obviously. I think it's just we're seeing the signs of what Punk's going to be doing once he's done wrestling.
Yeah,
he's going to NXT. So
where he should be. That guy's a lifer in WWE now.
Oh yeah, he's not going anywhere.
At a virtual signing for K&S WrestleFest, TNA producer Gail Kim confirmed that Xia Zhao, aka Li Yin Li, FKA WWE's Xia Li, has signed with the promotion.
Oh, cool. Good for Xia Li. Since we're on the topic of TNA RK, may I? Yep. I mentioned Bound for Glory. It's coming up October 26th. It's one of the bigger. It's the big deal for TNA. And a couple news coming out of it. They're bringing back the Full Metal Mayhem match for the tag team titles. It's a TNA World Tag Team Full Metal Mayhem Championship match, triple threat match between ABC, which is Chris Bay and Ace Austin, the Systems. I'm spacing their names. Why am I spacing their names? Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, sorry, and the Hardys. So that's a triple threat Full Metal Mayhem match. The last Full Metal Mayhem match took place in 2015, which was Matt Hardy versus EC3 for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. If you want to see what a Full Metal Mayhem match is, we'll go back and we'll watch one, and you can get a grasp for what's going to go down with that. Basically, this is different because the only way to win the titles is you have to reclaim them from where they're going to be hanging above the ring instead of a pin. It's like a ladder match, but they haven't done this in forever. But besides that, I want to run through the card real quick for Bound for Glory, what we have announced, and see, RK, what you think of the card leading up to this. The former TNA World Heavyweight Champion Moose will be taking on Mike Santana. Mike Santana, formerly of AEW fame, as part of the Chris Jericho Society with his tag team partner, Santana and Ortiz. But we obviously don't know the story going into that. I'm assuming something happened on TNA television. PCO. This was the man that was, Steph DeLander, Matt Cardona, PCO, that whole story. PCO marrying Steph DeLander. Matt Cardona has been with Steph DeLander, whatever. But the PCO will be defending his TNA Digital Media Championship and International Heavyweight Wrestling Championship against Matt Cardona in a Monsters Ball match. PCO Monsters Ball match. Probably going to be some fun going on with that. As mentioned, the three-way Full Metal Mayhem match. Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers defending against the Hardys and ABC. The TNA Knockouts World Championship is on the line. Jordan Grace defending against Masha Slamovich. But
that should be fun.
The main event, the TNA World Championship, Nick Nemeth is defending against Joe Hendry. That is
Do they
set.
finally pull the trigger and Joe the title?
Maybe. But that's what's been announced for Bound for Glory coming up October 26th.
It's a good card.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. And then apparently WWE filed trademarks for Tribal Chief and Dirty Dom. I don't know if you had that, but I may have just broke that before you. I don't know. I thought that would already been a thing. Oh, that's what I wanted to mention. That popped up on me. John Cena, I don't know if you saw this, is going on Twitch. He's on Twitch right now as we speak with Kai Cenat, the streamer. John Cena is on Twitch with Kai Cenat right now, streaming. Cena's just everywhere, man.
I wonder, should we reach out?
Should we reach out? Get John Cena? This is the smallest audience I've ever... Anyway.
John, it's okay, John. John, it's okay.
There's the T.
The audience is gonna go up. I promise you.
The TNA update for you. But yeah, Bound for Glory seems like
Honestly,
it's
we
gonna
could
be a show.
have a third window with nobody in it. And
Say it's John Cena. Yeah, we could probably get away with that. All right, I got nothing left now for the news. It's all on you. One more thing. I think probably at midnight or 2:00 in the morning my time will be New Japan Pro Wrestling's King of Wrestling event. That is where Zack Sabre Jr. has cashed in basically his G1 win to face the champion. Who's their champion right now? It's your guy. I'm spacing the name for some reason, but you're gonna say it and I'm gonna smack myself. Come on, say it. Say it, because I'm so stupid right now.
Naito.
Yeah, Naito. That's the main event for King of Pro Wrestling, which is coming up like, I assume it'll be 2:00 in the morning my time. That's happening October 14th.
Yeah, they usually start 11 my time.
So that's it. I'm done. I got no more stuff to add. All the rest is on you.
Okay, you just took all the rest of my news. We're done.
Yeah, okay.
Per PW Insider, Rhea Ripley and WWE have agreed to terms on a new 5-year contract that comes with a significant pay increase, as it should.
Yeah.
This deal just needs to be signed.
She'll sign it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I bet you she probably ends up in the easy top 10 moneymakers in WWE, if not top 5.
Deservedly so, yeah.
According to WrestleVotes, WWE is in discussions with Microsoft about coming out with a Call of Duty Championship Series. You know anything about Call of Duty Championship Series? Is that some kind of tournament or?
No idea. I would like Call of Duty like that forever. I do know they had the deal with WWE where they put Cody Rhodes and Rhea Ripley in the game. Yeah. Maybe it's something along those lines again.
It has been reported a couple times over the past week or so. The United Kingdom is the front runner to host WWE Elimination Chamber with 3 stadiums in 3 cities in England. One of them being the O2 being in the mix. But new reports are saying that that's no longer a guaranteed thing, and Toronto has thrown its hat into the mix.
Okay, Toronto. That'd be cool.
Yeah, no, 100%. If that February works slow, I might be able to get out to Toronto for that. PWN heard that Daniel Garcia's new AEW contract is 3 years in length and is worth a lot more money. Cool. Fightful Select says that there is no heat on Javon Evans, and we'll get to that during NXT, for botching the RKO spot at the end of his match with Randy Orton.
I don't really know.
Spent a good amount of time rehearsing the spot beforehand. My understanding is Javon Evans undershot where they had planned. He just didn't make the same distance. But no heat. Shit happens. Honestly, though, he is lucky that it is an older Randy, because if that was Randy in his 20s, he probably would have lost his shit.
Yeah.
And that's not even a joke. Randy was a madman in his 20s. Just listen to Cody Rhodes' story about the urinal in the bathroom.
Oh, tearing it out? Yeah, that story is insane.
And then in the meeting the next morning, Vince McMahon demanding who did it, and Randy Orton's, yeah, who did it?
Randy's a legend.
Fightful Select also mentioned that MJF has finished filming Happy Gilmore 2, which actually makes perfect sense. I think MJF will be hilarious in that, whatever he's doing.
Apparently, he has a significant role.
I hope so, because I think that his kind of character fits right into a movie like that. It sounds like the AEW star has also secured a role in another Hollywood project, as he had alluded to last night on Wrestledream, actually.
He's busy.
Yeah. Which you better be, because if AEW is the place to be, if you want to get noticed. With Vince McMahon gone from the company, the Wrestling Observer newsletter says WWE now will do blading for key matches and angles. They always have. However, the idea is not to overdo it, as they always have. The Observer, man, they're awesome. In fact, Drew McIntyre was not supposed to bleed during the Hell in a Cell match, as we all know. Thanks. Yeah, okay, cool. Good job there, Observer, as per usual. Yeah, so blading will happen, as it always has, and it will only be used periodically, as it always has been. Good. Yeah, cool. That's all because Vince is gone now, though. Actually, it is well known that Vince did hate that shit, though, and also does Bruce Pritchard also isn't a fan of it either. So
Bruce isn't in charge.
Well, no, obviously, unless you listen to all the dirt sheets that say he is in charge.
Still working on Vince's behalf.
Yeah. Okay. Bruce ain't that dumb. According to WRKD Wrestling, if Big E can get medically cleared, there is potential plans for him to reunite the New Day as part of the teased Xavier Woods heel turn angle on Raw. Is this news? We said this like weeks ago. Like, if he's cleared, he's coming right back to reunite the New Day.
If you wonder why I'm not reacting, it's because we already know this show.
Like, this is news? I don't even know why I say it. I just read this because it's hilarious. Oh, this one blew my mind when I read this. You might want to sit down for this. This is the Observer and Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez being complete and utter pieces of shit.
Yep.
The Observer indicates that WWE chose Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi as the hosts of Bad Blood because there was no black wrestlers booked on the card. That's why they hosted it.
Okay. Pretty sure Bianca's from, or Jade's from Atlanta too, but
why is this a thing?
Because people are making it a thing.
It's fucking stupid, man. WrestlePurists believe that Penta has about 1 month left on his AEW contract, while Rey Fenix is under contract for 9 or 10 more months. One reason why Tony Khan added time to the end of Rey's deal is because not doing so could lead to the dam breaking and wrestlers trying to take advantage of him. Also, Khan found out what the plan was for them on SmackDown. He said, fuck that, and then did what he had to do. A few things out of that is... One of the main things out of that taken is, if you're so worried that if you just let Rey Fenix move on, that the rest of your wrestlers will do the same thing, you got a bigger problem.
Yeah. Tony Khan's just a bitch.
Yeah, I think he is, 100%. But I'm just saying, if that's your concern, is that the rest of the wrestlers will start doing that, and they want out of their contracts because your company sucks, that's a problem in itself, Tony, that you got to fix.
Yeah. Over it.
The fucking Chris Statlander needing Mercedes Moné needing a proper opponent. Yeah. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I got nothing else. Just that there's dates, as we've said, for upcoming big events in pro wrestling. October 26th, Bound for Glory, Crown Jewels on November 2nd. New Japan Fighting Spirit Unleashed on November 8th. Full Gear has been announced November 23rd. And then we have Survivor Series War Games on November 30th. Those are what's coming up next month. And WWE has no more pay-per-views until then. As I said, we have the October 26th Bound for Glory and New Japan's. Other than that, that's really all that's left for October.
The next big New Japan one, is that the one you're talking tonight?
Yeah, it is a big deal because that is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Naito.
There's a Drawn event coming up that we wanted to check out, wasn't there?
Let me double check. But the let's see, I have it right here. Not really. So King of Pro Wrestling is taking place tonight, headlined by Naito Sabre. This is Sabre putting his G1 Climax win in the whatever. Royal Quest is coming up. That's in London. Just a quick scroll through the card shows me nothing crazy. Michael Oku is on the card. That's happening. But other than that, nothing else. New Japan Fighting Spirit Unleashed it's here in the United States. It's not a strong event. It's in Lowell, Massachusetts. Oh no, it is strong. But this isn't the one we talked about. Huh. That is a strong event. That's November 8th. No announcements for that yet. Really, the next big deal for them is going to be maybe that one I just mentioned, or New Japan Strong Style Evolved. That's in California. But then Wrestle Kingdom.
What's their January show that started it all for the Top Rope Renegades?
Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom.
No, not the Strawn event. Was it Battle of the Belts?
You're talking about Battle of the Valley. That wasn't in January, was it?
That was like what started it off for the Top Rope Renegades.
Hold, because I know it's on my list here.
It was like one of our very first. That was like the show that started the whole journey.
Yeah. Hold on.
Where we saw Osprey.
It was Osprey Okada.
Osprey Okada, Takagi, and Moxley.
Huh. It's not popping up on my thing. But yeah, that was after Wrestle Kingdom. We didn't watch Wrestle Kingdom.
No, but that Battle of the Valley was like the first thing where we sat down and said, hey, what if we can do something with this? And here we are, almost at exactly episode 25 with the big half-year episode next week where I have big things planned for Kurt.
Apparently. There's that. There's the news. There's the updates on what's kind of going on in the wrestling world. Other than that, it's time to get into the rundowns of shows. Normally this may seem shorter to some people of those that have watched. Raw is now a 2-hour show, so it's a bit of a shorter recap now. With it all being
Dynamite's going to be a short recap, and Wrestledream is going to be a short recap because we're not recapping. We are just giving you the results.
Could be a very short episode, guys. But we appreciate you tuning in. Maybe people like a shorter episode. I don't know. We're going to find out because we don't have much to say.
No, we're going to cover what we cover, what we like, and
we're going to do our thing.
We're pushing it up.
For the first time, guess what? Kurt took notes for Raw. His own notes. I took my own notes.
This is going to be a train wreck, people.
I took my own notes I have Fightful pulled up just in case. But I got my own notes on my screen. I had a Word document pulled up and I typed up. And just a heads up to show how committed I was to taking notes, I didn't do it for any other show we watched the rest of the week. I just did Raw. But let's get into it. Monday Night Raw from October 7th. This is the post Bad Blood Raw. And kicking off the show is CM.
Also, sorry, I got to pause you because if I don't pause you now, I'll forget later. And then I'll have to pause you again after we start NXT, which will just lead down a rabbit hole of just doing this every time. So anyways, at the end of Raw, we're going to take a quick break because my computer's running a little slow and I got to do a reboot.
Okay, fair enough. Monday Night Raw, October 7th, CM Punk kicks off the show, thanking the fans, thanking his peers, and of course, thanking the haters. A quote from him saying, "I'd say I'll see you soon, but I'm not sure." This crowd cheering for Punk. Seth Rollins' music hits. He comes out with a slight shoulder bump to Punk, comes to the ring, and calls out Bronson Reed. But he does, before calling out Bronson Reed, he thanks CM Punk and wishes him the best in getting better quickly so he can kick his ass. Seth Rollins still has the beef.
No, his exact words was like, "So I can end your career."
Yeah.
No, so I can retire you.
Yeah.
So I can retire you.
And then, so he calls out Bronson Reed to a match anytime, anywhere. Congratulations. I know your name now. Jey Uso comes out, and Seth does not seem very happy to see Jey Uso. Before we get into the first match, RK, the opening scenes of Monday Night Raw, what did you think?
Well, it was good. The whole CM Punk angle here is they obviously are writing him off TV because he will not be attending Crown Jewel. He has been very vocal in the past about the relationship between WWE and Saudi Arabia. He's not a fan of it, so he's just not going to Crown Jewel. That's his choice. As there are other wrestlers that used to boycott Saudi Arabia as well, including Sami Zayn because of his Muslim religion, which is totally his right to. The WWE respects that. I think they have it open to any of their talent. If they don't want to go there because it mixes with their beliefs or whatever, they're like, that's fine. It's a partnership that WWE and Saudi do have. Saudi Arabia gives a lot of money to WWE, so obviously they're going to make them happy as they can, but they're not going to force anyone to go if they don't have to. So, the prevailing thought is when Punk gets back, it'll be against Seth Rollins. I can't remember who it was. It was either Bubba Ray or Bully Ray or whatever he goes by right now. Or it was Vince Dunn. I think it was probably Vince Dunn. It sounds like Vince Dunn. Not Vince Dunn. Now I'm saying Vince Dunn because Michael Cole said Vince Dunn. Vince Russo, bro.
Michael Cole said Kevin Dunn.
Yeah, whatever. Whoever.
I get it. Vince Dunn is a
hockey player.
He plays for the Seattle Kraken.
He does. Cool. So we've covered all the Dunns in the world. That's great. Yep. Awesome.
And the Vinces.
A lot of Vinces as well. It's a lot of name mixing. Anyways, Vince Russo said that, I believe it was Vince Russo or Bully Ray, one of the two, because they're always critical of shit WWE does, especially Vince Russo. But he said that they've missed their opportunity with this Punk Rollins thing. It was hot at the start of the year. It's died down now. It won't have the same heat that it would have had at the start of the year. I think that's wrong. Punk can go 0 to 100 in a second, and so can Seth Rollins. This feud going into WrestleMania is going to be huge.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, what do we got? Saudi Arabia's started in November. Yeah. Would Punk show up at the post Raw, maybe? Or
they're saying the reports are he'll back right after Arabia. They want him ready for Survivor Series.
What? Okay. Are we going to do like a well, yeah, I know that. I'm trying to think, are we going to do like a you think they're going to do a 3-part series here again, like they did with Drew?
No, I think Punk will come back, and Ethan Page will rumble for a bit, and Seth Rollins will insert himself in spots, and then they'll be ready for the Rumble.
Okay, yeah, sure. Jey Uso, Xavier Woods, Intercontinental title match. Jey Uso wins pretty easily here over Woods. He wins it with a super kick to the Uso splash. He caught Woods after he hesitated to do a move. At the end, Jay wants the handshake. Woods does not give it to him. He cold shoulders him, leading to an argument between the New Day's Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods as they go up the ramp. And then in my notes,
twice it happened in this match.
In my notes, I wrote in all capital letters here, RK is happy. Braun Breaker appears out of nowhere, spearing Jay. Kofi tries to help. Braun spears him, and then Woods gets speared as well. Braun is still the heel, and RK is very happy. What did you think of Jey Uso, Xavier Woods, and all the fun that transpired?
the match, whatever. Fuck the match. That's
Yeah.
not what's important here. After the match, the cold shoulder and everything, and Kofi and Xavier arguing. He's like, "Why won't you?" And Xavier said the very thing that is so true, and it pissed me off when they do these handshakes all the time in AEW. Is like, why the fuck would I shake the hand of a guy I just lost to?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that happened. That was great. Thank God one of them finally said it on TV. And then Braun came back and he got Xavier speared. So good job, Kofi.
Rhea Ripley, we get a promo from her calling out Liv, and she guarantees to Liv that another beating is coming soon. Says she will go through both Liv and Raquel to do so. We get a Viking Raiders tease. Is it the Viking Raiders? Is it the War Raiders? We'll see. I've read rumors that they want to be Roy Raiders again. It was Vince's idea, by the way, that made him the Viking Raiders.
That's what I said. It was Vince. He was War Raiders. They were the War Raiders in NXT.
Yeah, and in New Japan. That's where they came from.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully we'll see Viking Raiders tease again with the nice little numerals and whatnot. Jackie Redmond backstage is looking for answers from Braun Breaker, and he says nothing. He says absolutely nothing. We did get a post from WWE Social as Braun went back to the Gorilla, and basically it was Braun saying, "Wait, you just thought I was going to let him fucking get away with that? Or was it fuck no? Or was something like that? He wouldn't get him." Yeah, anyway. Heel Braun. Thank RK's over the moon. We get mentions of, this was a weird spot. So there was mentions of Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, and then we get some technical issues as they show Cody backstage. I don't know if you remember what I'm talking about, like the monitors are messing up, things were going wrong. We both put, is this the Wyatts? And then, we find out that we see the Miz, and I think we got the "There You Are" thing popped up. Was that it?
There you are.
And,
when he was talking to Karrion Kross.
Yep, Miz talking to Karrion Kross. We get a "There You Are" from the Wyatts, clearly taking over. Miz is next for the Wyatts, seems like. And Truth shows up saying, "Miz, you got it all confused. I'm not in the Judgment Day anymore." RK with the comedy, or R-Truth with the comedy. Some more.
Well, that's what I am here for.
You are comedy relief. What did you think? You think Miz is a good shout here for the Wyatts next?
It fits the MO.
True.
He turned on his brother.
Yeah. I wasn't sure who was going to be next, but the Miz makes sense, and they're kind of staying away from the SmackDown roster, so they're just sticking with Raw and
for now.
Yeah, for now. We get a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. Sheamus, Pete Dunne. We had a white noise from the top of some whiskey barrels that were ringside, and this, honestly, were high as shit. Through some tables, Sheamus ends up picking up the win while he is zip-tied with two bro kicks. They put on a banger, man. What'd you think of the good old-fashioned Donnybrook match?
That table spot was insane. Sometimes, a good old-fashioned beating the shit out of each other match is good. If it's not overdone all the time, and it worked. This match was fantastic. This match was fun, start to finish.
Yeah, agreed. We get Liv, Raquel, and Dom pulling up. By the way, Raquel's driving. It's just weird. She's like opening the door for them to. I don't know. Jackie stops to talk to him.
I said, I'm not at fault with this whole thing right now with Raquel, but once, I think Raquel will be just fine. She's amazing.
Liv's words were, "I'm still a winner even when I lose." And that her focus is on Nia Jax. And then they got back in the car and left.
Yeah. Somebody on social media, they're just trying to create shit just because they want to create shit. Somebody posted a thing where it looked like in that segment, Dom had his arm around Liv, and Liv kind of pushed him away.
Yeah, I saw that.
But it was just they were leaving, and the post was like, "Well, if that's the truth, they should get live away from Dom right now. She's not comfortable. I'm like, what are you trying to?
Stories, brother.
2 days later on TikTok, Liv and Dom did a TikTok where he's holding her in his arms, flips her up, and then she comes back down and they're in their gear. But before they're just in normal street clothes. I don't know. It doesn't look. I think it's just people creating shit for reasons of creating shit.
Backstage, Adam Pearce and Ava are talking. They're in St. Louis, by the way, where
you almost shit your pants.
They're in St. Louis, where the night after this show would be the NXT show in St. Louis as well. Ethan Page shows up, and he's complaining.
Kurt shit his pants.
I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Ethan Page shows up and complain about Punk interfering and costing him his championship. Sexy Red also shows up, shakes Ethan Page's hand. So yeah, you're the guy that Trick beat up last week. So that's the running story there. I don't know. Would you go ahead? Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Ethan Page, main roster. I told you it's happening.
I don't think so, but I'll let you go with it. I don't think he's going main roster right away, but maybe. Is there anything for him to do in NXT?
No, you won the championship. What do you do now? Continue to go after Trick for a bit?
I guess that we'll see. We will see what happens.
Honestly, I think that they have a story on it. Even though I'm joking around, I'm half not. I think they do have like a very short story, maybe like a month program between Ethan and CM Punk, just to get them to like Royal Rumble area. I think they do. Honestly, Ethan Page got beef. Why not just run with it for a month or two?
Backstage, we get. Where am I? I think I skipped a part here. On my own notes, I'm skipping shit. I did skip. Cody Rhodes talking to Kathy Kelly, where he runs into Sami Zayn, who he said it was in my notes in the correct order. I just skipped over it. Sami looks at Cody and says he plans to be the one to face Cody at Crown Jewel, and doesn't want to talk about Kevin Owens. Tune into SmackDown if you want to see that. And he says he's here to scout who he will face at Crown Jewel. Will be Gunther or Sami. That is the main event. They were kind of there. I think they did it on SmackDown too. We'll get into it, where they're just avoiding talking about Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. No, they didn't expect that, but they didn't mention it on Raw, which was interesting. 2 matches left here: Unholy Union, Pure Fusion Collective, and the team of Natalya, Zelina, and Lyra, and Caden Carter and Katana Chance taking on, as I said, the team of Unholy Union PFC. Lyra Valkyria picks up the win here for her team with a wild leg drop, by the way, on Sonya Deville for the 1-2-3. What did you think about this tag match?
I thought we were transported back to the Divas era. These 10 tag matches.
Yeah.
The match, wasn't bad. It was a match, but I mean,
it was
no
just
one can really stand out in a 10-woman tag match.
Yep, true that. Let's talk about the main event now. Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the World Heavyweight Championship. And here's what I got in my notes. In all caps, I put chops hurt. Jesus, man. Every time Gunther hits a chop, it's like, you feel it. And I also wrote that I swear to God, it always feels like there's a chance that Sami Zayn could win every match he's in.
100%. The near falls in this match were wild.
Right.
There was like a couple moments like, yeah. That was close. Was that a 3 count? Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. And Gunther does pick up the win, by the way. Yeah.
Fantastic main event. Fantastic main event.
Gunther wins with a sleeper hold. Sami battled his ass off. And then I think I wrote after this match as well, banger. Every match that's a banger, I just write banger. It was a banger. Gunther holds on. We get a stare down with Cody at the ramp. That's the ending of Raw. What did you think of the main event here? And Cody Gunther.
I just said what I thought of the main event. I said banger, fantastic match.
All right.
Gunther doesn't put on a bad match.
True. You excited for Cody Gunther?
Yes and no. The problem with these title versus the title matches, someone ends up looking
weak. It's not. It's for the big title, man.
someone ends up looking weak, and making your champion look weak is not always a great idea.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. There could be some shenanigans at play as well. But I do love the fact that kind of these Saudi shows are non-canon with the current WWE universe. It's just like, all right, you're going to win this title. Yeah, you're going to win this title if you, Cody Gunther, one of you is going to win this, but you're not going to have it on TV, and it's really not going to make the rounds or anything. It's just a Saudi deal. So whatever works with that. So that's Monday Night Raw. Coming up next, we're going to get into NXT, episode number 2 on the CW, live in St. Louis. They went head-to-head-ish with AEW Dynamite's title Tuesday. We'll get into that and much, much more when we come right back from this break. Ooh, Top Rope Renegades this week in wrestling. We got through Monday Night Raw. It's time to get into NXT. Episode 2 on this. Is that what we're doing, RK? All right. NXT on the CW. He's prepping for when we have to talk about Dynamite here in a second. NXT on the CW network. This is the second episode. I'm not going to preface that every time I'm saying they're on the CW, but this is a big deal. This was the St. Louis episode. We kick things off with NXT champion, 2-time NXT champion. Okay, thank you. Never mind. I thought you were putting a Red Bull with the whiskey, and I was like, whoa. Yeah, I got it. 2-time NXT champion Trick Williams kicks off the show with an in-ring promo. Says he understands that there are sharks in the locker room, but that will not change for him. Wesley is up in the crowd area, interrupting him, saying he has his eyes on becoming a Triple Crown champion for promising to leave Williams in the dust like Carmelo Hayes did to Trick. Things took a even different turn when Jey Uso's music hits and Jey appears through the crowd. Jey and Trick brag about their accolades in a sense. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Connie Jordan come out and join them in the ring. All these individuals hold their tag titles up, showing off the gold to get us set for the opening match, which is Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Connie Jordan taking on Fatal Influence. What did you think about the kickoff for the St. Louis CW show for NXT?
Jey Uso was a surprise, like a legit surprise. So that was cool. That was fun. Wesley, man. Fucking put the title on that kid. Put it on him.
Yeah. I was questioning the heel turn from Wesley. But good God, it's amazing. Wesley's fantastic. And he's good in the ring and he's good on the mic, so that's fun to see. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Kalani Jordan taking on Fatal Influence. Kalani will pick up the win for her team with a split leg moonsault on Jasmine Nix. What?
A moonsault?
I got tongue-tied, dog. Moonsault. What did you think of the opening match to NXT here, seeing the babyfaces pick up the win?
Well, they're continuing to book Jade Cargill correctly, finally.
Yep.
Let her do 2 moves, get her the fuck out.
Yep, agreed.
She recently posted something along the lines of, like, tell the people she's tired of hearing people complain about her. She's only been wrestling for 3 years. I'm like, welcome to the business. The fans suck.
IWC.
But I'm critical of her too.
True.
But they're continuing to book her like that until she's ready to do more stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. She is still a very poignant character. She still looks amazing. There's an aura about her that's definite. But let her do. They're booking her correctly for now. The big thing about this match wasn't a great match, wasn't a bad match. It was just a match. But the thing is, Kalani Jordan got to rub some shoulders with the big dogs of the women's division, and the big dogs.
The big dog. Well, Michael Cole would say that every time Roman Reigns would come out. You weren't watching. You were away. But every time Roman Reigns came out, it's the big dog. Roman Reigns. Michael Cole was over the moon with that. I don't know. Funny little callback for me. We get Randy Orton speaking with Fraxium, Nathan Frazier, and Axiom regarding Javon Evans' speed. This kind of Frazier took it a little personal because it was Javon's the fastest guy in NXT, and Frazier was like, well, no, I mean, I am. Then they brought up Frazier being a hothead, and they asked Randy Orton's advice, and Randy said sometimes losing your cool and being a hothead is a good thing. And Frazier said he would take his advice moving forward. I like these little segments showing Randy Orton backstage interacting with the NXT superstars. Oh, yeah?
Smells good.
Okay. Let you take a sip while Shara Schreiber interviews Julia, but they get interrupted by an unknown figure. Julia says, don't worry, we got it from here. Who could that unknown figure be? We'll find out in 2 seconds. Cora Jade, NXT Women's World Champion, cut a promo in the ring. By the way, Roxanne is really good on the mic and in the ring, as is Cora. We haven't seen Cora back in the ring yet, but I'm excited to see what comes from this. Roxanne says she will continue to take every single international star that gets in her way because she is the best in the business. Jade said she was tired of being forgotten during her injury and said she was here to take over the women's division. Julia interrupts, but she was not alone. As the former New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Champion, former CMLL Women's World Champion, former individual who carried Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks, through a match for an AEW pay-per-view, Stephanie Vacour makes her appearance and comes down to join Julia as they take out Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez. What'd you think, RK?
Fatal 4-way.
Yeah, people are talking about a tag team match. I think a Fatal 4-way makes a little more sense.
I think the Fatal 4-way makes a little more sense because
they'll do a tag match.
100%. But I think a Fatal 4-way with those 4 women on a PLE would be amazing. But the big thing here is Stephanie has arrived. Kurt is a huge Julia fan.
Yeah,
I get it. Stephanie Vacour is better.
RK is a big Stephanie Vacour fan. I get it. So all in all, let's just put the swords down for a second and say the fact that both of these women are in NXT at the same time is incredible for NXT. And it just reinforces, as we've said and many have said, the NXT women's division is the best women's division in professional wrestling. And I'm talking about on Raw, SmackDown, and all the other wrestling companies in the world. The women's division is fantastic and is full of talent. And I don't know how long Julia and Stephanie are going to be in NXT because they don't need to be there long. Truly. But I'm excited to see what comes.
They got to get used to the North American style of wrestling, but
yeah, and they looked fantastic. They just showed up. Just you brought up Aura with Jade Cargill, Julia, Stephanie Vacour, Aura. There's Aura. Cora Jade and Roxanne, they got it too, but they've been staples of NXT. We know what we're getting from them. Some of these NXT fans may not know what we're about to get ourselves into with Julia and Stephanie Vacour. We got a little bit of taste of Julia, obviously, with the Cora Jade match, but they haven't seen Stephanie yet, and they're in for a treat.
Stephanie Vacour is one of the very first wrestlers in, personally, since CM Punk, because CM Punk legit. CM Punk brought me back to wrestling from 2011 to 2014-ish.
Yeah.
Late 2013, I think he went out at Money in the Bank or whatever it was.
Royal Rumble was his last match.
Yeah. Pretty sure 2014.
14.
Yeah.
It was 14.
That sounds right. Anyways, nonetheless, Stephanie Vacour, we watched her very first match at a New Japan.
Well, yeah. That was our first time seeing her, yes.
Yes.
Was it a Battle in the Valley? No. Maybe. Windy City Riot?
No, sooner than that.
I don't remember, but I do remember watching it.
Anyways, nonetheless, she's the first wrestler since CM Punk that made me go, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, she's good. She's good. We're NXT, you are in good hands with these two ladies being a part of this. And there's just Delta as well coming and waiting in the wings too. So get ready for that. Let's move along here. Lexis King is meeting with No Quarter Catch Crew's Charlie Dempsey, Miles Bourne, Tavion Heights, and Ren Sinclair. He wants some advice for going up against Oro Mensah. Lexis King is babyface now. Basically, he's a good guy. It seems. Even though CM Punk kind of told him last week in Chicago to embrace your DNA, basically. And RK has been pushing for that since Lexis King came to NXT.
Yeah, but Brian Pillman,
he was.
Brian Pillman was the good guy in the Stone Cold feud.
Yeah, Stone Cold broke into his house, and he was going to protect his house by any means necessary.
I don't think Brian Pillman was ever a heel, honestly.
He was just a loose cannon, and that's what we're wanting Lexis King to do. But we'll see.
Unless I'm here for it, I like Lexis King. A lot of people don't, but I think I like him.
He's grown on me more and more. I do like him though. NXT North American Championship match.
Whoa,
Obafemi.
How about Ren signing her own death warrant?
Oh yeah. So I noticed this on the broadcast. RK didn't notice this until the end because I was like, "Oh no, Ren! Oh no, Ren!" RK was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He didn't even say anything. He just was like, "All right, weirdo." But Ren was like, "I'm going to test myself against Stephanie Vacour next week." And I'm like, "Oh, no. At the end of the show, they went through what's coming up next week on NXT, and they showed Stephanie Vacour will indeed have her debut in NXT against Ren St. Clair. And RK had like a eureka moment, like, "Oh, that's what. Oh, no." Yeah, Ren's in trouble.
Ren ain't winning that.
No. I hope it's not a squash, but, let Ren get a little bit going, but she's yeah. It's gonna be fun. We'll get ready for NXT this week. Anyway, Obafemi defending his North American Championship against Tony D'Angelo, and this was a beautiful match. The story that built to getting to this with Tony and the family, getting him back and getting his mind right, all led to Obafemi losing to Tony D'Angelo with a nice little sunset flip roll up. Tony D is your new NXT North American champion. He has finally dethroned Obafemi. RK, what'd you think of the match and the outcome?
It's great. Fantastic. Tony D off the hop, I wasn't a fan of his. I didn't.
He did it, Adriana.
Grow into it, but the win here felt
good,
monumental, big, huge.
Yeah,
and to have him go over Obafemi clean is crazy because Obafemi's a beast. But Tony to go over that clean, the story, the crowd reaction, it felt like a big fucking moment, man.
Yeah,
this is the kind of stuff that wrestling's all about, man.
Yes.
Moments like this.
I want to say RK has never been a fan. We've watched wrestling all the time, and he hates roll-up wins. But this is one that made this one worked. It made sense.
I was okay with it. I'm like, this worked.
Yep, it totally did. Obo went for, I think, a choke slam. Yeah, choke slam, got him up. Tony kind of reversed it, got in set for a sunset flip roll-up to get the win. It was awesome. Tony D is your new NXT North American champion, and it was a feel-good moment. It felt good to see the good guy win there. What's next for Oba? I guess we can speculate real quick. Where do we go from here? What does Oba do?
Main card.
Main roster?
No, main title.
Oh, Trick, look out. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, we'll see. Lola Vice met with Ava before Nikita Lyons is back on TV. She interrupts, says she needed to talk business with Ava. Vice and Lyons have a heated exchange before Ava
Lions in this interaction, she was just like a little child.
Ava books a match between the two, which will take place on the next episode of NXT. Nikita's back too, and we saw. I knew it was. Yeah, she's something else.
She carries her aura. We're using that word too much, but nonetheless, she just oozes charisma.
She's a woman. That's the way I'll put it. Nikita is a woman. And it's awesome that she's back. And I knew if she was going to be back soon because Cora came back and they literally tore their ACLs like in the same week. So both of them returning. And Nikita will be back against Lola Vice next week on NXT. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill speaking with Kalani Jordan backstage. They get interrupted by the Metaphors Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend, and they challenge him to a women's tag team title match on SmackDown, which was accepted. So we'll get into the SmackDown review here in a second. And yeah, that match happens. Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend make their main roster debut against the tag champions. WWE NXT Tag Team Championship match, Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and AXM taking on A-Town Down Under, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. This match was what you expected. All four of these gentlemen are fantastic in the ring and what they do. Fraxium retains here with a Phoenix splash from Frazier onto Waller. The match itself, in my eyes, was fantastic. RK, what did you think?
Calm down. Jesus.
I hit the smack the fuck out
of me. Fucking relax. It wasn't that great of a match. Oh my god.
It was a good match. It was good.
Oh my god.
Great match.
No, it was a good match. It was a very good match. One point through this match, I said that the time comes when Theory goes face. It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Yep.
That
finisher. Can we talk about that?
I've never been a huge Theory fan. We'll get to the finisher. I've never been a huge Theory fan, but lately, the way they're building this is working really well. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
And I'm actually growing on Theory here he's got something there. Yeah, the Canadian Destroyer into the Phoenix Splash was wild.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about that Austin Theory finisher he pulls out, the hammerlock thing where he rolls his finisher.
His finisher.
Yeah.
That thing's sick. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, the finish, yes, the Canadian Destroyer into that was insane. The athleticism was on full tilt.
Yeah. No, the one spot. Oh, I just remembered about it. Just popped in my head. Waller taking that hit and his cell where he kind of rolled and then dived out of the a perfect dive out of the.
Oh yeah. That was good. It was clean. Ridge Holland was interviewed backstage, but Charlie Osborne attacks him. Referees separate them, so the Chase U versus Ridge Holland story rolls on. Sexy Red.
Thea's gonna win.
Yeah, she's gonna have to take on Ridge. Sexy Red comes to the ring for her performance, and she's doing her thing. Bow, bow, bow. Get it, sexy. Get it, sexy.
Kurt was into it.
Get it, sexy. She gets interrupted though by Ethan Page. Javon Evans, though, interrupts Ethan Page, basically belittling Sexy Red, and lays him out, leading to the main event of the show, which is Randy Orton, Javon Evans. We talked about the finish already in the news segment. The finish came with a RKO by Randy Orton and Javon Evans. They tried to hit one when Javon did his little spinning crazy move he does off the top rope. They missed, but they recovered, and Randy hit it. Afterwards, Javon saying, I'm so sorry. Randy called him and said, you're the man, raised his hand. What a match. It was a good match. Randy, the fact that Javon Evans had a match with Randy Orton in the main event is crazy. What did you think?
Kudos to Evans, because a moment like that where you fuck up a big, huge spot like that, could have panicked and not read Orton's signal to just take a normal RKO. He could have panicked. He could have fucked something up even worse, but he kept it together. They got to the finish quickly right after with a normal RKO.
Yeah.
As for the match itself, we weren't expecting a 5-star match here. We were just waiting for that one spot. That's all we were waiting for. It didn't get pulled off perfectly, but you know what? Like I said, Javon Evans, 20 years old, kept it together, and they got to the finish right away after that.
Do you think when they're rehearsing it, Randy told him, listen, if we go for it and it misses, I'm just going to hit you with the regular RKO? Or do you think in that moment he kind of made that happen?
No, you can't go into a moment like that thinking you're going to miss it.
That's true.
I don't think it would have came up at all.
Yeah,
I think Randy Orton's a veteran. He knew what to do to get to the finish. He knew what the finish was. It was right there. And Javon was able to keep it together enough and not panic and do something weird. He just got up and took the RKO. He could have rolled off, done something fucked up, right? But he got right into the spot, so it still worked out.
Okay, RK, that's NXT. We told you. We didn't watch.
Whoa, what about the ending?
The ending?
Ava makes a number 1 contenders match between Ethan Page, Wesley, and Javon Evans with the winner getting the title shot at Hell in
Yep.
a Havoc.
Yep. That wasn't on Fightful's notes, and I said I didn't take my own notes for the rest of the week, but I need to do that apparently because I missed that important. Yeah. I think Wesley comes out on top in that.
I would hope so.
So we'll see what happens. Let's get to like I said, we're gonna kind of run through this. We didn't watch Title Tuesday, so I'll run through.
Go through the results. I have my guy that I follow. I pulled up his notes. We'll just.
I have the notes. Like I don't know. Do you want me to go through?
We're not gonna have much of an opinion on anything.
Okay. The first match of the night was well, there's some stuff that happened. I guess I could read here. Moxley kicked off the show, lambasting Danielson for being too uncomfortable with his violent side and said no one in the state of Washington was tough enough to stop him and his group, saying he hopes Danielson understood someday, but there's too much risk at this point. Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, and Jeff Jarrett were on the call for this, by the way. Darby Allin calls out Brody King ahead of their AEW Wrestledream match. Allin said he was the one who made the call to Tony Khan to bring him to AEW, but then declared himself as the face of the company. Allin demanded King to squash him with a senton in the corner, but King was unamused. Allin slapped King before hitting him with a rock in the face. Security guards getting away. Jake Roberts, Don Callis, and
a rock.
Yeah, a rock. Yeah, we didn't watch.
Like a rock.
Yeah. Jake Roberts, Don Callis, and Lance Archer.
That was an opinion. My bad. I gave a look.
Can't have this.
I gave a look.
Lance Archer were interviewed by Renee Paquette before revealing that Lance Archer was the first ever manager-to-manager swap in the history of AEW. Roberts was asked who he got, but Roberts said it was a surprise. Okay, so
Jake Roberts still works there?
Yeah, Lance Archer is now with Don Callis, and Roberts is getting somebody else in return, but it's a surprise. Renee Paquette met with Daniel Garcia, who's returning, and asked about his future. Garcia said he'll address it later. Hologram and Commander had a match to open. That was the first match of the show.
Oh my God. So officially, rating about an AEW show that you didn't watch is even more confusing than the show itself. Okay.
Hologram defeats Commander with a portal bomb. Jake Roberts appeared on the ramp before Leo Rush, Beast Mordos, and Drolistico attacked Hologram. Sorry, not Leo Rush, Roosh. They attacked Hologram. It was revealed that Roberts had signed Roosh for his spot. So Roosh is with Jake Roberts now, I guess. Lexi Nair interviews Mark Briscoe, said that Chris Jericho should not take it there and vowed to hurt him, basically when Jericho invoked the name of his past brother. Here we go. Daniel Garcia came to the ring. He addressed his future in front of the crowd. Garcia said he had been contemplating what his future should be, said he wanted to let the fans know what he needed to do, basically saying he would stay in AEW. That's where the best wrestle, and he vowed to take gold for himself from here onward. And just as a note, MJF did come back and said, you made up a bidding war. It was bullshit. We get a vignette of EJ Nduka training with Swerve Strickland. He will return to AEW at AEW Wrestledream. We know about Swerve coming back. AEW Women's Championship #1 contenders match. Willow Nightingale defeated Soraya. This was Willow versus Soraya versus Nyla Rose and Jamie Hayter. Willow was the winner, and she obviously faces champion Mariah May at Wrestledream. Penelope Ford showed up and attacked Jamie Hayter during the match. Mariah May and Willow meet each other on the ramp before Mariah hits a headbutt on Willow. May continued to attack Willow with the belt after. Oh, this is boring. The Learning Tree spoke with Rocky Romero, trying to lure him out of the conglomeration, but Rocky responded by saying he was no lackey. Jay White has what I assume is a squash match because he took on a guy named Cody Chun. Jay picks up the win with a Blade Runner after the match. White called out Hangman Page for a match at Wrestledream, which was a fantastic match. We'll get into Wrestledream here in a bit. Hook was backstage looking for a cameraman to find out who attacked Taz, but was bumped by Kip Sabian. Sabian left. Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Mother Wayne confront him. They're looking for Sabian. Cage sympathized with Hook on the loss of his father, which angered Hook. Yeah, there's a funny spot. I'm sure that would have been fun. And I'll tell you what, okay, I'll keep going, but just so we don't end on a weird feeling after talking about Wrestledream, we'll talk about Wrestledream right after we talk about Title Tuesday. Is that all right with you?
Sure.
All right. Cool. I just wanted to, we'll end with some positivity from SmackDown. Let's carry on, though, with Title Tuesday. TBS Championship and New Japan Strong Championship are on the line. Mercedes Moné defending against Emi Sakura. Mercedes wins, obviously. She won with the bank statement. Monet and Camille tried to attack Sakura after the match, but guess who makes the save? It's babyface Chris Statlander. We talked about that. Renee interviewed Stokely Hathaway in Private Party, where Hathaway pitched himself as their manager. Private Party.
Hold up. Stop. All right, so I'm just reading my shit here as I'm reading your shit. And Emi Sakura. She hasn't wrestled a match in AEW in almost 6 months. Hasn't won anything televised in about a year and a half. She got this 2-title match because she won a match in Japan a week or so ago.
Okay.
All right, cool. Right. Awesome. So glad we didn't watch that.
Stokely pitched himself to be the manager for Private Party. They said they didn't need him. In the meantime, Cassidy said they needed the tag titles, vowed to take the titles from the Young Bucks at WrestleDream. Shivani has an interview with Ospreay. Ospreay immediately calling out Don Callis to explain Takeshita's actions. Callis tried to reminisce on his past with Ospreay. Ospreay was having none of it, wanted an immediate answer. Ospreay kept cutting off Callis before Callis admitted that he did send Takeshita to show him who runs this and said that Will Ospreay did not have the spine to take the belt from the Young Bucks at Grand Slam. Ospreay responded saying he was scum and said he was done with Callis. Callis slaps Ospreay, which led to Ospreay cornering Callis before tossing him with a veal. Takeshita came in, brawled with Ospreay before Fletcher stopped Ospreay. Takeshita hit a German suplex on Ospreay and demanded Fletcher to stab Ospreay with a screwdriver. Fletcher left the ring instead. Ricochet makes the save afterward.
I thought Ospreay left the family months ago.
He did, but he got back in cahoots because of Fletcher or whatever. Top Flight cut a promo backstage, said they deserved a shot at the tag titles. However, Andretti told them they did not because they lost the match and their heads were not in it. Okay. TNT champion Jack Perry cut a promo backstage where he said he wanted to see the Shibata that nearly died in ring in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Main event was Bryan Danielson
in ring with holds, but okay.
Bryan Danielson and Wheeler Yuta taking on Pac and Claudio Castagnoli. That was the main event. Danielson brawled with John Moxley after the match. As the brawl went on, Pac, Shafir, and Castagnoli brutalized Yuta with a hammer for not complying with their attack on Danielson. Danielson made the save, laid out Castagnoli and Pac with a knee and a bandera toss, respectively. Danielson stood next to Yuta to end the broadcast. That was what happened on Dynamite. Okay. WrestleDream. We did not watch any of the 0 hour, but I did want to add that Anna Jay had a match with Harley Cameron, which confused me because do you not remember Anna Jay coming out and teaming up with Saraya and Harley Cameron? Remember that?
No.
You don't? She did, but now, well, good. You don't remember. Good. You're not supposed to. Anyway, all that happened. Rico, if you remember Rico from the famed WWE run with what were they? Man, you remember Rico? He was, what was that tag team called that Umaga was a part of before he became Umaga? Remember him? 2 big Samoan guys that wore jerseys. Okay, fine. I'll make it easier for you. Rico was the manager of Billy and Chuck. Don't remember Billy and Chuck?
Nope.
Okay. We'll keep it moving. The main thing I'm seeing, oh God, you do have to look this up if you didn't see it. Tony Schiavone welcomed AEW president Tony Khan and Antonio Inoki's grandchildren. Haruto, Antonio, Inoki, and
I
Hiroto
saw this. I
Inoki
saw
to
this.
do
I saw
Inoki's
this.
iconic chant. Go look it up for yourself. They tried to do it. The crowd sucked. They went to do it again, and the crowd still didn't want anything to do with it. It was rough. Anyway. Kyle O'Reilly called a shot for Okada's title, and Okada responded by saying, "Hell no, bitch." Anyway, here we go. Let's get into the main show here. The match of the night, in RK's opinion, and kind of mine, man. Switchblade Jay White defeats Hangman Adam Page with the Blade Runner. What'd you think of the opening match? We did watch this match.
Best match of the night.
All right, fair enough. That's all he's got. Let's run through the results then, shall we? AEW Women's World Championship match. Mariah May defeated Willow Nightingale with a Storm 0. I really wish Willow would have got the win here, but they're pushing forward with Mariah. Jack Perry defeats Katsuyori Shibata with the finisher Bridge on a Sleeper. Perry attacked Shibata after the match. Daniel Garcia made the save. Garcia confronted Perry with daggers in his eyes on Perry, but Perry was unamused and rolled out the ring. This led to a return of MJF. MJF and Garcia argued, allowed Jack Perry to attack Garcia from behind. MJF then took his suit off and fired away with punches, grabbing a microphone and told Garcia he was out making movies and millions, and Garcia was going to kiss this Dynamite ring that he found. He did find it, by the way, at a pawn shop, apparently. Where was the pawn shop, I think he said? Seattle or something. So,
no. And
then, however, this led to another return. Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole sprints to the ring. MJF left, and we got Adam Cole back. AEW International Championship match.
Pause.
What?
He said, you don't remember that? He said Seattle, but he was supposed to say Tacoma because they're in Tacoma. But he's like, it's the same.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're right. Konosuke Takeshita taking on Will Ospreay and Ricochet for the International Championship. Takeshita picks up the win with a jumping knee. It had its moments. It had a couple moments where we were like, ugh. A lot of no-sells, of course. And then the biggest no-sell was Fletcher stabbing Ospreay in the head with a screwdriver, causing Ospreay to look at him and not sell it at all and just be like, why, Kyle, why? Takeshita hits a knee strike on Ospreay for the win, and then Fletcher hit a Tiger Driver on Ospreay to close that match. Any comments?
Great match.
Yep.
As we expected. Takeshita has one of the cleanest blue thunder bombs in all of wrestling.
Yeah.
The screwdriver spot, the Kyle Fletcher, they leaned too heavy on that turn over the match. They kind of overshadowed how good that was. And then the screwdriver no sell, that's kind of the moment where I said, fuck this shit. How do you not sell a screwdriver to the fucking head?
Yeah, and then it gets...
Oh, my head hurts. I mean, what? Is Ospreay going to have some minor discomfort for the next week because of that? Like, fuck off.
Okay. It gets really weird right here. Orange Cassidy is interviewed by Renee Paquette with Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn just put over Orange and said, you can be the man in the company. Hook showed up and says, he's right. You are the man, Orange. That's it. That was all that was. Prince Nana welcomes back former AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland. Strickland says he felt empty without the world title on his waist, but was thankful for the crowd chanting for him. Strickland saying he felt the tingle on his neck, back, and fingers, like everything he said about Danielson ahead of All In was coming back to haunt him, but he did say he was medically cleared. MVP and Shelton Benjamin come out to talk about Strickland's future. MVP talked about his history with Swerve, said that his career may have been floundering recently, but he was here to help re-elevate Swerve. Swerve said MVP and Benjamin were inspiration, and a lot of people, before saying that Nana was not wrong, and started contemplating his choices in management. Said that Nana was family, though, and he doesn't turn his back against family, for telling MVP to take the business card and shove it up his ass. Benjamin and Strickland butt heads before they're separated by Daniels and security guards. Nana and Swerve hug to end that segment. Any comments on this?
I have one comment. Moving forward, I think we just give the results of Dynamite and other shit if we don't watch it. I honestly don't care for any of this shit.
All right, fair enough.
I really don't.
I will gladly do that the rest
bored.
of the time.
I'm bored fucking listening to you talk about
Okay,
this shit.
I got you. Let's do this. 2 out of 3 falls match. Hologram defeated the Beast Mortos 2-1. Darby Allin defeated Brody King with a coffin drop. The AEW Tag Team Championship match. The Young Bucks defeated Private Party.
I do have something to say about that.
Yep.
Big mistake. You pushed Private Party. You were building them up, and then to have them lose in the end, you just killed any momentum you had with that team. All because the Young Bucks are your bread and butter for some reason.
The report came out that the people in AEW were pushing for Private Party to win that match, and the Young Bucks put out a tweet saying that's not going to work for me, brother. Ring of Honor World Championship match. Mark Briscoe defeated Chris Jericho. We watched that match for the most part. It was an all right match.
Yeah.
Mark picking up the win with the Jade Drilla. The main event was the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. Jon Moxley defeats Bryan Danielson and is the new AEW World Champion. He beat him by choking him out. And then after the match, I'm going to read through this. Pat Claudio, Marina, Shafir, and Moxley surrounded the ring, but Wheeler, Yuta, and Darby Allin make the save. Allin was staring daggers at Moxley, but then Yuta hit the knee on Allin. Shafir taped Darby to the corner before Moxley handed Yuta the plastic bag. Yuta put the plastic bag on Danielson to choke him out. Army of referees and security guards attempting to stop them, but they fend them off. Private Party and, oh good God, Jeff Jarrett tried to make the save. Moxley laid them out. After that, Castagnoli put a chair on Danielson's neck and hit a chair-assisted curb stomp. Adam Cole, the conglomeration, Hook, and Daniel Garcia finally make Moxley and the group walk out of the ring. Danielson was checked on by medical team to end the broadcast. And the final shot was showing Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy staring and looking like they're supposed to be the guys that'll step up. But I'm sorry, Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin don't seem like the guys to me as much as I do approve. You know, I like them, but no.
Okay, here's the thing. And you and I will reevaluate how we go about this in the future on future shows, but we got to come up with a way to generalize these shows because that's just not good. Also, Dave Meltzer said that Wrestledream clocked in at 5.5 hours, and he said not 1 minute of the show dragged. He said everybody I talked to said the same thing, that the show did not drag. I'm assuming that the only people that he could have talked to that said the show didn't drag, their names were Brian Alvarez and Tony Khan, because they sure the fuck didn't talk to anybody else. I'm sorry, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 matches.
Is that counting 0 matches?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of just right.
It did drag. I'm sorry, it did drag. Like I love Swerve Strickland, but that promo, and Sean Ross Sapp actually said this. The Swerve promo they did, Sean Ross Sapp's words were, "This could have been done on Dynamite."
A lot of these matches could have been done on Dynamite.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Agreed.
Yeah. Hologram Beast Mortos. Why? Darby Allin versus Brody King. Why? Briscoe versus Jericho. Why? Like, cut out these matches, condense your show into like a 3.5 hour show. It's fucking hate us, call us feds, call us whatever you want. AEW just simply sucks right now, and I don't even want to listen to Kurt recap show.
Yep. So going forward, if you want to hear the results of Dynamite and of what matches happened and who won, that's what you're going to get, because we're not going to form an opinion because we don't know what the fuck went on. If there's something interesting that catches my eye, I will gladly read it. But other than that, you're going to be getting the results. Until something comes across our feed that says maybe we should watch Dynamite, I'm good. Mainly, all I care about now is if Kenny Omega's coming back, and when he comes back, maybe I'll tune in. That's about it. And anyway, let's end things with a good note, though, shall we? Friday night SmackDown Fallout from Bad Blood. We kick things off with Jimmy Uso making his SmackDown return to cut a promo. Uso says that he'd been on the show for 6 months because his little brother Solo thought Solo did not have the balls to attack him from the front. He attacked him from behind, of course. and he planned on kicking Solo's ass later tonight in the main event. However, he was immediately interrupted by Roman Reigns, who asked the crowd to acknowledge Jimmy. Reigns said he was not a mastermind, but he was a conqueror. He wasn't a wise man. He was a warrior. Said he did not like being without power, and said that he wanted to let every arena he and Jimmy stepped into know that they were the ones. However, Uso stops him and says, "But we're not, because you're a chief without a tribe," and says they need help. And they need one person he can get help from, which caused the crowd to start chanting yeet. Roman's response to this was no yeet. Uso told Roman to think about it because he was the only one left that was acknowledging Roman Reigns, Jimmy being the one that acknowledges Roman, and Jimmy left Roman in the ring. Very interesting way we opened up SmackDown here. What'd you think?
So right off the hop, Jimmy Uso is bringing back his charisma that he carries.
So good.
You know, he brought out the old fashioned, and he got the high five this time. That was fun. He gave the mic to Roman. I'm a little worried about this Roman Reigns being a good guy thing. His promos aren't quite hitting quite the same as they did as a heel. I'm sure it'll grow on me, but it just seems off. But I mean, that's 4.5 years of Roman being a
right. Yeah.
So it just seems off of him saying things that are like, no, you should
acknowledge Jimmy. Acknowledge Jimmy. It's like, what?
So it's a little off-putting, but I get it. Jimmy here though, Jimmy doesn't miss a step. When we get to the main event, his ring work doesn't miss a step. Jimmy's right back into the role he was before, and I absolutely loved Roman saying no yeet, saying no to Jay because he's still bitter about the chair shot he took from Jay at WrestleMania.
Can I say something? I don't know if I told you this.
No, you can't say whatever you want. That's why we're here.
Yeah, sure.
No, you can't actually. Move on. U.S. title, LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes.
Jimmy is actually my favorite of the Uso twins. Jimmy's always been my favorite. One, mainly because he is fucking hilarious. I love Jay. Jay's awesome. But Jimmy is just fucking hilarious to me. And he's good. I don't know. I like Jimmy. I've always preferred Jimmy. Anyway, as RK alluded to, the WWE United States Championship match, LA Knight defending against Carmelo Hayes. LA Knight's going to pick up the win with a BFT. And as RK says every time, why do you take it like that? What do you think of the match?
It was a good match.
And sorry, match. Andrade watched the match from ringside. Forgot to add that part.
Yeah, LA Knight even went for the handshake and shit. Yeah. But you know what they're setting up here? It's a triple threat for the title. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, that'll be a good match. I'm looking forward to that. Jimmy Uso backstage gets met by the undisputed champion Cody Rhodes, thanking him for the help on WWE Bad Blood. Do you feel, and I probably not, he's probably still in with it. Is Cody done with the bloodline right now, or is this still a thing?
I wish he was done with the bloodline, but no, he's not done with the bloodline.
Yeah, sadly, you're correct. We get a vignette hyping up Metaphor, Jakar Jackson, and Last Legend, who said they're going to be on SmackDown here to take on Bianca and Jade. Before we get to that, oh yeah, sorry, let me actually do this again. So they come to the ring, Jakara and Lash. But before we could even get to Bianca and Jade, Kevin Owens just shows up in the ring with the microphone, cutting a promo.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I just can't. I have to. Yeah. I have to interrupt your guys' match.
He starts talking, but they mute the microphone because he was not supposed to be in the arena due to suspension. Cody Rhodes comes out to confront Kevin Owens, but Randy Orton and an army of security guards stop them. Orton goes to the ring to calm down Kevin Owens. Owens threw a wild back elbow that catches Randy, and then Orton blasts Kevin with a jab, and Kevin on the ground just holding his face, staring at Randy like, why? Why would you do that to me? He rolls out of the ring and he leaves.
We are about to get a true heel Kevin Owens again. Not this is on the edge, not on the line, but a full heel Kevin Owens. And this is honestly, Kevin Owens as full heel is amazing.
Yeah. And it's one of those, it's similar to Drew where he's a heel, but he's justified, you know? And Kevin Owens, he's fantastic. I'm excited to see where this goes. Let's get to the match.
He's heading AEW in 3 months.
Yeah, I forgot. So was Randy. With WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair defeat the Metaphor of Jakar Jackson and Lash Legend. They hit their really cool wheelbarrow suplex combo on Jakara to get the win. This match was really fast. They didn't have much time, but hey, NXT stars, you're getting on the main show here on SmackDown, so pretty cool.
Yes and no. 2
Yeah.
minutes and 10 seconds. You're just bringing them up for a squash. I don't know.
Yeah, they got offense in like right off the hump, but yeah, they quickly turned to Bianca and Jade, of course, and they get the win.
Right off the hump.
Trick Williams was shown in the crowd watching the match, of course. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven were at ringside for this match as well. There was a moment where Chelsea got pushed. What am I missing? RK.
Randy Orton, Nick Aldis, Cody Rhodes at the bus.
No. We're not there yet.
Yeah, that was before Nia Jackson Tiffany Stratton, but okay.
Weren't Chelsea Green and Piper Niven ringside for the tag title match? And that's when Chelsea got pushed onto Michael Cole with Michael Cole almost throwing up?
Oh, you're talking about that? I wasn't listening. You really?
Oh my God, I was right for once. During the match, Chelsea Green got pushed over.
There's your transition that it didn't make sense to my head.
I'll insult Fightful a little bit for this because the way they listed it, they've listed the whole match, and then afterwards they put Chelsea Green and Piper Niven were ringside. Trick Williams was spotted, but yeah, Chelsea got pushed over the announce table. During the match, they didn't have that. Onto Michael Cole, who just repeatedly was. Oh God, get her off! He was in trouble. Anyway, just comedy relief there. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay. WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax and 2024 Women's Money in the Bank winner Tiffany Stratton are seen.
Well, the Randy Orton stuff did happen before that. I know that much.
Before what? The match?
Before Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton for a chat.
No, I have it down. Maybe that part's not on there.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that part's not on there, big dog.
They don't. And Nick Aldis get Cody Rhodes to leave because Orton will deal with Kevin Owens. All this then goes to Randy Orton. And I said it before Owens said it, like, holy shit, Randy Orton, the voice of reason?
Yeah, and then Nick Aldis says, look at you, Randy Orton, the voice of reason. And I was like, shut up, RK. Quit spoiling it. WWE Women's Champion Nia Jax to the ring with Tiffany Stratton. Jax put over Bayley for her efforts at Bad Blood and said that she would annihilate Liv Morgan for Stratton to cash in her briefcase. Naomi interrupts and says Jax was still champion only because Tiffany interfered. Called her shot at the title, saying she could do it right now. Jax said she was down and immediately demanded a referee get to the ring. However, they were interrupted by Raquel Rodriguez, Dominic Mysterio, and Women's Champion Liv Morgan, who said they would watch.
Thank you for putting Raquel first because she deserves to be first.
Okay. Naomi defeats Nia Jax via pinfall. A little help, distraction-ish from Tiffany, and of course, Tiffany went ringside and allowing Liv to take the briefcase and smack Nia with it, causing Naomi to pick up the win here. Raquel Rodriguez, Dominic Mysterio, and Liv Morgan attempted to cause more chaos, but guess who showed up? Rhea Ripley appears and then laid out everyone in her path. The match, what'd you think? And then all the chaos afterwards.
They're curious to see what they're doing with Naomi here. To give her a win over Jax here is interesting. I would not be surprised to see the title on Naomi in the next 6 months.
Maybe. I don't know, though. I think that the next champion is Tiffany. That's happening.
I'm not necessarily saying that, Chad. I'm just saying in the next 6 months, I would not be surprised to see a title on Naomi.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Carmelo Hayes confronted Nick Aldis, where Aldis responded by revealing that Hayes would face Andrade in match number 7. To determine who would go up against LA Knight. After that
match is going to be a banner.
Right.
We know it is.
After that, Legado del Fantasma demanded more opportunities. Aldis responded by saying, cool. Well, Alberto and Garza, you have a tag team match next week against a new tag team that I have coming in. There was a vignette that aired right after this, but one of the steals from the vignette signal said MCMG, Motor City Machine Guns. Yeah, they're coming, and RK doesn't know much about them. They're not the same tag; they're older-ish than they were, but there was a time where, in my eyes, from what I had watched, they were one of the top tag teams in the world. The way they do tag team wrestling, it's legit. They are a legit tag team. Anyway, I'm excited to see them on SmackDown. Nonetheless, Nick Aldis was dealing with DIY and the Pride.
This was
Why
so
are they
much
the
fun.
Pride? Why are they the Pride still? Fightful, stop. Bobby Lashley's gone. It's the fucking Street Profits.
This was just fun though. This whole
Yeah.
this segment. I mean,
Yes.
I'm not talking about what happened after. That was
Yeah.
not fun. Well, that
So-
was cool. But this whole arguing back and forth and you
Yeah.
don't understand anything that's going on. I love
Yep.
it.
Yeah, Aldis is just sitting in the middle of these two tag teams, and they're just arguing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then his attention goes elsewhere, like he has spidey senses, and he starts looking around, and then we see Kevin Owens attacking Randy Orton backstage. Security guards break this up. Man, it's we'll see what's gonna come from this. I'm intrigued. I thought Randy was pulling the strings the whole time. He still could be. But it seems Kevin Owens is actually going rogue here. And I'm cool with that too. Cool with that too. Main event of the night, Solo Sikoa taking on Jimmy Uso. Solo is going to pick up the win here with, of course, a Samoan spike with obviously the numbers game coming to advantage. Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa helping Solo pick up the win. What mattered here, though, was Roman came to make the save, but got laid out by Jacob Fatu. They finished out Roman, and as you see Jimmy looking at Roman saying, we need him. Bloodline standing tall to end SmackDown here. The match itself, what do you think? And Jimmy at the end saying we need him.
I kind of like the shot Roman gave to Jimmy at the end there, where it's kind of like, yeah, okay, we need him.
Okay,
just kind of look on his face was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we need backup.
I like this build up. This was the right move. A lot of people would say that it looks weak given Jimmy a loss in his first match back in 6 months, but this is more selling they're going to need help. Yep. We're what, a month and a half out from Survivor Series, and they got to start building that up because we know what's happening at Survivor Series.
Yeah, War Games, and we're looking forward to that.
Roman's got to put his team together.
He's got to get a team going, and Jimmy and Jay maybe the start. If it's 4-on-4, who's that? If we get Jay, who's that third man?
I'm not 100% confident they're going to pull the trigger on bringing Jay back because right now he's dealing with his Intercontinental Championship shit. But
I think they could use him for Survivor Series.
They could, but I'm not. They might swerve and just Jay might just be like, no.
Now, what would it be? Cody and Randy?
I think Cody's involved one way or another because I just know he's not done with this shit yet.
There's a selfish part of me that wants it to be Jay saying yes and that fourth person being Sami Zayn.
I don't see how you get Sami in there. Unless
Sami did the big turn though on Roman. I mean, the big pop at Royal Rumble. I mean, that was insane.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think Cody's involved in it one way or another.
Sadly, I wish he'd be done with the bloodline though.
Because you gotta set up Cody, Roman again. That's gonna happen again, and you gotta get The Rock involved in there somehow. He's not done with the bloodline story yet. I'm not 100% sure they're gonna get there, and that's what makes it interesting because it makes you want to tune in every week and be like, "What are we getting into here?" They're not just mapping it out, where you can figure it out 100% what they're doing because there's a lot of angles they could do here. Jay could come back. Jay could say, "Fuck you, I'm not coming back." Right. Cody could. Be like, no, I got to deal with The Rock. I don't have time to deal with your shit. I already helped you once. Jimmy going the whole.
Where does The Rock play?
Jimmy going, yeah, we helped you on a Saturday, but don't expect that to happen again kind of shit.
Right.
Like they're leaving a lot of stuff up in the air.
Which is what makes it interesting and makes you want to tune in and see what happens next week. And that's why we do every week. With that being said, past week of wrestling, RK, it's time to choose your show of the week. Piss me off. Go ahead. Do it.
This was a tough one because NXT was a lot of fun. But I remember looking at the time at 1 hour and 40 minutes into SmackDown and going, holy shit, an hour and 40 minutes already? It didn't feel that long. That's how good of a show SmackDown was because it just flowed perfectly. It didn't feel like 2 hours long at all. It felt like it flew by in an hour.
Mm-hmm. So you're going SmackDown?
I'm going to SmackDown.
I'm going NXT. I'm sorry. Damn. NXT. I feel like I pick NXT every week, but they're on fire. They're moving back. You know, if hopefully the Performance Center's still there. I haven't seen anything with the hurricanes and stuff.
Supposed to be brand new.
But brand new Performance Center, brand new setup for NXT. So we'll look forward to that. Wrestler of the week, RK. Who do you got?
Oh, it's a tough one, but that is tough. I gotta go Jimmy. I'm just happy Jimmy's back, man.
So I was gonna go Jimmy, but I had a thing, and we're not really watching AEW going forward, and I just want to be that guy, and I'm gonna choose Bryan Danielson, not because of the match, but because the reports are he's done. So he's done full time, and you know what, Bryan Danielson, phenomenal, one of the greatest to ever do it, legend. It's going to be weird.
I hope he comes to his senses and will accept invitation to the WWE Hall of Fame.
He will. He should. He deserves it. And yeah. So thank you to Bryan Danielson for all you did and all you've done. You gave some fantastic moments in WWE, and you had a couple cool ones in AEW, but take this how you want. AEW fans, I will forever remember him as Daniel Bryan, and that's how I'll refer to him going forward.
I'll forever remember him as the guy who legitimately forced the hand of Vince McMahon to give him the fucking title.
Yep.
There's not a lot of guys in the history of wrestling that have made Vince McMahon do something. Yep.
All right. With that being said, RK, before we get up out of here, we get ready to roll the intro or the outro video here. Any parting words to the beautiful people?
Attica. Free the Lucha Bros. Fuck sakes.
Free the Lucha Bros. And hey, thank you for the views. Just take 2 seconds. I don't want to be that guy on YouTube, but just hit the subscribe button. It goes a long way. We appreciate it.
You guys will get a picture.
And you'll get a fantastic picture just like this. Signed by me with the XOXO and all that good stuff. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's Top Rope Renegades. Going to roll the outro video, and we will talk to you guys next week for episode number 26.